Healthy Scratch Red Wings Report, presented by 5v5hockey.com.
Welcome back to the Healthy Scratch Red Wings Report. Today, we're going to continue our 2022-2023 player profiles, where we go through every player's regular season statistics, their advanced stats, their contract situation, and where they fit going forward. Michael Rasmussen really came into his own this season. I really liked the way he played, and he ended up 7th on the team in points with only playing 56 games. So pretty impressive. 10 goals, 19 assists, 29 points. +2. So one of the other guys that was a positive on the team in their plus minus, 43 penalty minutes, and he had 15 minutes of ice time on average. Michael Rasmussen was a 9th overall pick back in like 2017, I think, 2018, something like that. I think it was 2017. And for a long time, I was really wondering, is this guy going to pan out? Is he really going to become this monstrous, 6'3" beast, that can play down the middle and be that like third line, even second line guy? And for a while, I thought he wasn't going to become that. He was playing very timid and not a lot of bite. And coming out of Tri-City when he was in junior, this guy was a scoring machine. And if you remember, we got into a situation where he was almost like way too good for the WHL, but he wasn't really good enough yet to be on the Red Wings. They couldn't send him down to Grand Rapids because of the CHL rule. So he had to play on the Red Wings as a rookie, as a 19-year-old, and did okay. But I don't think it was really the best thing for his development. If he could have gone to the AHL, played with Grand Rapids, that's what you need to see. You saw that with Shane Wright this year. He wasn't ready for Seattle, but he was way too good to go back to the OHL. So they had a little loophole. He was on an injury assignment to Coachella Valley, and he played 6 or 7 games and did pretty well there. So I think they need to change that rule somehow. But going back to Rasmussen, he got hurt at the end of the year, and I think that's where the Red Wings, their season kind of started to tank a little bit. They were in that wild card hunt, and that's when I think he fractured his shin blocking a shot, something like that. When I heard he was going down, he was out for the year, I was like, oh boy, there goes our chances, which is funny to think that I thought that was a big enough blow to the team that they would struggle without him. And I mean, 10 goals, 19 assists. If he plays every single game, he has a shot at 15 goals, which is pretty good coming from a third line guy. But looking at his advanced stats, across the board looks pretty average. Wins above replacement, a little bit lower. But even strength offense and defense coming in that kind of 50th percentile range, which is pretty average. Didn't get time on the power play, and I want to talk about that. Penalty killing, he was out there, which is interesting. I never thought he'd be a penalty kill guy, but he was pretty good at it. Now the finishing 10 percentile, let's look at his shooting percent was actually 11%. So it's really not that bad. But I guess there was just, if we measure his high chance scoring opportunities, he wasn't finishing on a lot of those. So again, I think he's that guy that potentially could have 15 to 18 goals in the right situations. Now, if he plays on the power play, which I feel he should be, maybe you're looking at a guy that can pot 20. I think instead of re-signing Alex Chason, you have to put Rasmussen in that net front position on the power play. He's a big body. He's playing with a lot more tenacity. He's a lot more physical. And I think if you work on puck retrieval, which is what Chason was very, very good at, and basically being that Holmstrom type player in front, but with a lot of skill that he can move around, I think he could be very effective on the power play. And I'm not sure why the Red Wings didn't really use him that much this year in that spot. Obviously, with their depth, maybe they didn't think they would need him in that spot. I always thought, why not give this guy an opportunity? Because I really feel like he would thrive going through that. Now, he's signed for another season at $1.5 million, which is extremely low. It's nothing that you would have to move on from. You're getting really good production for $1.5 million. Again, if you extrapolate his points, if he played a full season, he's hitting 40 points. So he's top 4 or 5 in your forward core in points. So 1.5 is definitely a steal. I'm thinking he might be restricted. I don't know if Cap Friendly opened up right now. If he's restricted, he's going to have arbitration rights. This is best case scenario for the Red Wings right now. This is a prove it year for Rasmussen. Can he be a top 6 player on this team? Can he be a very, very effective top 9 guy? Because that's what's going to happen going forward is Michael Rasmussen. Maybe the question is Marco Kasper going to be better than Michael Rasmussen? They were picked around the same. What was it? 8th overall and 9th overall as kind of bigger guys, as centermen. Is this something where he's going to get displaced? I think with Rasmussen, you can throw him on the wing too. He's very effective out there. And honestly, that might be the spot to put him. Going forward, I think for this year, I would try him out on the power play, see what you have with him. Penalty killing was pretty good. So if you have to spot start him on a PK, go for it. I want to see a little bit more offense from him. Hopefully he can stay healthy, freak accident, right? But I think he will push to become a top 6 player on this team this season.